And we now bring you our interview in this hour to wrap up your sport for today. Now, on Saturday, two teams who seem to have found the formula to playing the cup football in South Africa go head-to-head out at the Moses Mabhida Stadium in Durban for a chance to be called MTN8 Champions for 2024. Current champions Orlando Pirates will be taking on Stellenbosch FC in what is shaping up to be an interesting final. And to talk about this, I've roped in former Bafana Bafana defenders Morgan Gould and former Pirates captain Lucky Lekgwathi. Good morning to you, Morgan. Good morning, Lucky.
Good morning, V, and good morning to our own Morgan Gould and to the viewers at home.
Okay, let me not start with the man that has the trophy next to him. Let me start with you, Morgan, because a lot of people are saying forget about the talent that both teams have to offer on the day of the MTN8 final. It's going to come to tactics in this game. Tactical brilliance, technical brilliance. Let's talk to who has the better of that when we look at the two benches.
Well, good morning and thank you for such a great invite. You know, it's always an honor being here. It's going to be a tactical game, which, in my point of view, the team that takes the better approach in adjusting to Plan B. And when I say Plan B, because Plan A, obviously, it's written there that both teams are going to be studying and analyzing over the night or over the past few weeks. They've been analyzing that. But it's the team that's going to take the best Plan B approach and just execute, because two top teams in the past 18 months, they've been playing classy football. They've been on the up and up, and it's going to be a nice encounter. May the best team win.
May the best team win indeed. Let me bring you in, Captain, because we look at this Pirates side and you led this team at a time where Pirates won everything, literally. Let's talk to what you believe the team that you led at that time has that you see in this current crop of Orlando Pirates players. And as you answer that for me, perhaps tell us, do they have the BMT to go all the way in the final?
I think, you know what, they can go all the way. Is you know that they won it back-to-back, and that is a motivation itself. And knowing that winning it for the third time in a row, you know, they'll keep it in Parktown. And yeah, and I think even the prize money again, you know, from 8 million to 10 million, you know, it's a good motivation for them. And they have a balanced team, you know, and I think credit must go to the coach and the leadership of the team, you know, for assembling a good team. Last season, you know, compared to this season, there's where we were lacking, you know, depth. I remember there's where a midfield was playing, you know, right back, Makarenge, because if we didn't have, you know, depth in some other positions. But now, I think Pirates have depth, you know, in all positions, as you know, that they'll be competing in all competitions. So, yeah, I think for Pirates, they can go all the way, you know, to claim the glory and to keep the trophy.
Claim the glory and keep the trophy. And of course, they are looking to be the first team in South African football to win the MTN8 3 times consecutively. We don't need to ask Lucky which team he's vying for on Saturday, because every statement says there, we. But Morgan, let me come to you, because we look at a Stellenbosch FC and we look at Coach Steve Barker. This is a side that sells. They've lost the likes of Ekrem Reyners. They've lost their captain to Orlando Pirates, who's now one of their defenders. And let's speak to how they seem to sell, but are a team that every season still comes back and are able to be stable and are able to produce the results.
Look, it boils down to structure. If you have a structure and a philosophy, whoever comes and goes, that will still remain behind, and you will be true to the course, because they had a 5-year plan. Their 5-year plan was to have one trophy, sell a couple of players, which back then it was like 3 or 4. But if you look at the history, they sold quite a few players. They're in a cup final again. They've won silverware. So for them, they're way ahead of their mandate. And they make it clear that whatever they do it in silence, but it speaks in volumes. And everybody can see it now, where Steve Barker and Rob Bernardi, they've done a phenomenal job. Because if you work hand in hand with the owner, or should I say the CEO of the team and the coaches, it just works out well for you, and you're doing so well. What better way to show, obviously, Stellenbosch and the Winelands that they just need to support them through and through.
And Lucky, as we started this interview, I spoke to Morgan and I said to him, it's certainly going to be a massive tactical battle out on the field of play. When you look at the two coaches, you look at Jose Ribeiro, you look at Steve Barker. Speak to me about that from your vantage point.
I think both coaches are technically good. And Morgan said something that, they can study the game very well. And it's going to be entertaining game. I think for both teams, obvious, I'll say Orlando Pirates will win. But look, it's going to be a big mountain to climb, for them playing against, a stubborn team. And I think it's a woody team for Orlando Pirates. The last meeting, it was MTN8 last season where we won away in Cape Town and they beat us in Orlando. So it's going to be an entertaining game. It's not going to be easy for whoever for both teams. But look, we're going to enjoy the game on Saturday.
And I mean, I was listening to an interview done by Sage Stevens yesterday, and he was saying Pirates didn't beat them in the league last season. It was only in the MTN8, but it also wasn't winning straight out because it came down to really the goal difference in terms of which team progressed. But when we look at this final now here, it's going to be a game of small margins, Morgan. Do you think some of the players are going to have to show their individual brilliance because it may literally come down to that? And if they have to, who are those players?
Look, firstly, you need to remember that defenders win you titles and strikers win you games. This is going to be one of those tightly contested games where your defenders are going to give everything that they have. Because if you don't concede, you have half a chance of clinching something. And Saturday is going to be a day where you definitely want to keep clean sheets. Contrary to that, we want to see goals because a lot of the kids are going to benefit from
goals scored.
Goals scored, the goals for charity. It's going to be a tough one. I can tell you that.
Okay, I've run out of time. Goals for charity, 20,000 rand for each goal scored throughout the tournament. A quick one. Lucky, just give me the name of the team that's lifting the trophy on Saturday.
You know what?
Just the name of the team. Just the name of the team.
The name of the team?
Yes.
But you can't ask me that question. It's obvious. I'm a Buccaneer.
I'm a Buccaneer. Morgan, the name of the team?
Yes.
Spanner in the works, Stellenbosch.
Spanner in the works is Stellenbosch. Those are the words of Morgan Gould. Thank you so much, Lucky Lekgwathi, joining us virtually there, as well as Morgan Gould joining us here in studio, talking all things MTN8. You can catch that final live. It will be on SABC 1. The build-up will be starting at 5:30 and the final kicking off at 6 p.m.